Okay, there we go. All right, everyone able to see the screen now? Okay, very good. We're ready to go then. All right. Well, thank y'all so much for letting me speak again today. It was my pleasure to jump in here when I heard you had an opening. Since I shared with all of y'all about our organization just a few weeks ago, I don't want to focus on that exact same topic again this time. I do, however, want to report out to you that since the pandemic hit and we moved to an online format for our meetings, we've donated all of our registration fees for our meetings to organizations that have some type of outreach in our area. And so far, we've raised over $2,000 in total for these organizations that you see on your screen. So we've been real happy about that. And one part of our mission is to support local organizations by allowing them to educate our members about their causes. So if you volunteer for an organization that you think needs some publicity, then please let me know so I can present that to our board for consideration, because we do allow for a minute of airtime at our meetings and some publicity in our newsletter. So let us know if you do have a nonprofit that could use some publicity for something like that. And then since we needed a fill-in speaker for today and the timing felt right with an election year unfolding, and during elevated levels of stress and turmoil that everyone's going through, I took the liberty today to use some of Mid-City's time to talk to you about something that has ties to HR management, yet also introduces you to a civility building nonprofit organization that has chapters throughout the Metroplex as well as throughout the country. So I'm going to begin by telling you a little story here. This is me with Tyrus Gamble. Both of us are past presidents of Mid-Cities HR Association. And in this picture, we were at the Volunteer Leader Summit that the Society for Human Resource Management holds for chapter leaders every year. And this particular picture was taken in November of 2016. And one day, the president of this society spoke about the growing divisiveness in our country over politics. And he pretty boldly stated that HR professionals could and should apply their skills to the very necessary job of bringing people together to achieve common goals as United States of America. And he wasn't advocating for any particular organization or specific tactic to be used. He was simply reminding us that we knew how to lead conflict in a way that is healthy and actually builds relationships and supports our businesses and achieves goals. And we could apply those skills to other areas. So, it's just a matter of practicing good HR management, which begins by getting to the root causes of conflict. Now, if you're a business leader who manages people in an effort to achieve goals, you're practicing a form of HR management. And when people need to achieve something yet have differing views on how it should be achieved, they get stuck easily. And usually the reason for that is that people have differing views on how to achieve things and on how the solutions might impact them. And so that is what ends up usually causing those kinds of conflicts. In my former life as an HR director, I ran into this frequently when department heads would clash over new procedures, and they would dig their heels in and they would fire up their staff in opposition to the change because they would only see how that change might affect them negatively. But once I got our leaders trained to focus on the problem that we were seeking to fix and to listen to each other, explain how that problem was affecting them personally, and to share their suggestions for interventions, and then listen again to each other's concerns about how those interventions could negatively affect their departments, guess what happened? With that level of dialogue, we solved problems in admirable ways. We had leaders who then understood from all angles the problems that they were facing and the problems that the solutions could cause. And it was at that point that we finally moved from anger and frustration and people saying we can't do that to a more caring and functional environment where people were saying, okay, how can we do that without creating these new problems? And that's what HR leadership focuses on. It almost always leads to better ideas and acceptance of the hiccups that might be inevitable in order to achieve a common goal. But the lesson here for me was that everyone has a unique perspective. And they have many stories that built them. And those stories need to be heard and they need to be considered by others in order to gain that full perspective necessary to deal with the issues that we have to deal with. So my experience in HR shaped my belief that with healthy dialogue comes effective solutions. I share that story with you to introduce to you Braver Angels. Braver Angels is a nationwide organization with chapters all across America. After the 2016 election, this segment here of Abraham Lincoln's first inaugural address inspired a couple of men from Ohio to form an organization called Better Angels to help bring people together. In this address, Lincoln had noted that we should not be enemies, but we should be friends, and he was appealing to the better angels of our nature. Now, Better Angels was formed and later renamed Braver Angels to reflect the courage that it takes to respectfully consider opposing views. And it does take courage. And it's not an easy thing for any of us to do. But this organization has a mission to foster better discussion, civil discussion, real discussion about the issues that affect us. And they called in a family therapist to develop a structure of programs for them. And the method uses various workshops to bring people together, to share and to listen and to learn from each other who hold differing opinions. The results of these workshops are pretty remarkable. They've brought people together from opposing sides of the political spectrum, and these very different people almost always end up liking each other and wanting to know more about each other. And many of them keep on meeting. Now, Braver Angels typically provides red-blue workshops wherein an equal number of conservative reds and liberal blues spend an entire day together exploring what each group actually thinks. They also have skills workshops that usually run 2 to 4 hours and cover skills building exercises like communicating with each other and depolarizing our speech. There's also Braver Angels debates, wherein a topic is discussed civilly. And they also partner with other organizations to bring educational programs and short conversation opportunities. Now in Texas, a Braver Angels chapter started in McKinney, and that gentleman then helped other chapters develop throughout DFW and other parts of Texas. We have currently chapters in Richardson, Plano, we have one in Colleyville, and we have one in Allen. And with the help of a couple of other people, one from Fort Worth and one from Arlington, I was in the process of launching one for Tarrant County when the pandemic hit, canceling our meetings. At the start of this pandemic, there were glimmers of hope that this worldwide crisis might actually unite all of us. But since that time, we've seen that it tends to divide us a little more deeply, if anything. And the polarization feels like it's worse than ever. So we're regrouping now, and we're trying to bring people together with online meetings to do what we can to alleviate damaging polarization. Now, the polarization we're talking about here is defined as a deep division of two sharply contrasting groups or sets of opinions or beliefs. And it results in outcomes like dehumanizing or disparaging the other side, and it damages relationships. It's not just a simple difference of opinion, and it's not a brand new phenomenon either, right? I mean, polarization's always been with us. We've seen it surface every time an election rolls around and candidates want to paint as scary and awful a picture of their opponents as they possibly can. It's a dirty side of politics, actually, that on a presidential level in the United States dates back to the election of 1800 between John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, wherein each side believed that if the other party won, it would ruin the nation. And isn't that what we always hear? If the other party wins, they will ruin the nation. And so how is, what's happening today any different than what happened in the past? Is it social media that makes it feel a little different? And does it feel a little different to you now than it did 10 years ago? Well, here's really interesting graphics I want to share with you that can shed some light on what's been happening in recent decades. Pew Research Center did a study in 2014. And note that this was even before the last presidential election. Pew Research compared left and right leaning medians within the Democrat and the Republican parties. And Republicans here are represented in red, Democrats in blue. So in 1994, you can see where the median Democrat lined up with the political values that were shared with Republicans. So you can see here on this graph that the average Democrat in 1994 had about 64% of Republicans that were consistently more conservative than that Democrat. Now, by 2014, the average Democrat had 70% of Republicans that were more conservative. And by 2014, 92% of Republicans were more conservative than the average Democrat. Look down on the bottom part of your screen and you'll see there that you see the same kind of thing happening on the other side. The average Republican in 1994 had 70% of Democrats that were more liberal. And then I'm not sure in 2004 if Republicans took a couple steps to the left or if the Democrats were taking, a couple steps to the right. But at this point, we had, you can see that it was about the same, actually kind of went in the opposite direction. But then you see that, I think I hear someone saying something.
I don't care.
Is someone, I'm sorry, someone talking?
I think it's a second.
Would everyone just check your mute real quick? I think I'm hearing someone talking. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so anyway, then in, you can see in 2014, you can see that the average Republican found that 94% of Democrats were more liberal than the average Republican. So now, if we overlap those graphics, this is where we can see the political differences growing. Our beliefs and convictions have become stronger and our divides have become wider. Furthermore, Pew Research Center found that these political leanings weren't limited just to disagreements. They were manifesting in an intense belief from both parties that the other party was a threat to the nation's well-being. And what do we think of when we consider something to be a threat? We dislike it very much, possibly even hate it. And by the time we reached the 2016 election, this division and perceived threat had worsened, and we were seeing the effects of deepening polarization. And we started hearing these weaponized words being used, like enemies and deplorables. And I'm sure you've heard some other terms being used to describe people on either side. And I like this graph because it helps us visualize a continuum of respect. Where respect is severely lacking, we have hatred. Slightly milder is disdain, which means that someone is unworthy of your consideration. You may not hate them, but you don't think they're worthy of your consideration. And then if we move a small step in the right direction, we visit pity. Now, at least at this point, we're feeling a little empathy towards them, but we're still dismissing the value of their input. And if we're brave enough, have enough courage to actually listen with caring curiosity, at this point, we can start to see that the other side has some valid points and at least some valid concerns that are rooted in past experience that we need to understand. And again, like I mentioned earlier, each of us has a story that built us, and each of us needs to understand each other's stories so that we can understand the root causes of why we hold the beliefs and opinions that we hold. Only then can we reach this final point of respect and appreciation where we begin to see the value of their perspective. And it's only then that we reach this point that we manage to solve problems in admirable ways. So in 2016, during and after the presidential elections, if you just kind of look at this graphic, look at this continuum, and just kind of think to yourself here, from your perspective, where did you see the United States on this continuum? And where do you see it now? And what is the state of our nation right now? Now, as I read the 5 following situations to you, I invite you to just quietly reflect on how much they resonate with you. Statement number 1, you know someone who has unfriended or otherwise broken ties with another person on social media due to political differences. Number 2, you yourself have been unfriended or otherwise shunned by someone due to political differences. Number 3, you have witnessed growing hostilities among friends, family, or coworkers who don't agree politically. Number 4, You yourself have chosen to break ties with someone who holds a different political view than you do. And number 5, you've been on the receiving end of unfair accusations based on assumptions and stereotypes associated with your political leanings. So, by show of hands, and just be very honest, how many of you have ever experienced at least one of the situations that I just named? See, yeah, yeah, almost everyone's, yeah, hands are going up. Okay, so, this is why I decided it might be good to share this information with Braver Angels about you today. In a nutshell, Braver Angels philosophy is that as individuals, we try to understand the other side's point of view, even though we don't agree with it. This does not mean we ever try to change another person's beliefs, values, or anything like that at one of our events. It only means that we try to broaden their perspectives as well as our own. In our communities, we engage those that we disagree with, looking for common ground and ways to work together. Again, we aren't advocating for our side when we're in the Braver Angels mode, but we also aren't ignoring it. We're exploring, we're looking for areas where we can find some common ground. Because when we build on that common ground, we are often surprised to find that there's a lot of solutions that most of us agree on. And in politics, we support principles that bring us together rather than divide us. Note that this does not mean that we cannot, as individuals, advocate on disagreeable issues. Again, we're not aiming for complete agreement. We're advocating for functional, respectful conversations that result in our ability to learn about issues from multiple angles and through multiple perspectives so that we can approach it intelligently, caringly, and with as little political bias and strife as possible. Now, one organization that Braver Angels partners with is Living Room Conversations. Living Room Conversations is a similar organization that I've volunteered for over the past 2 to 3 years, and they work in conjunction with Braver Angels on some programs. Living Room Conversations provides free open source conversation guides that set ground rules for discussion and are structured to steer participants through the conversation. The conversation agreements require that we must be curious and listen to understand, show respect to each other, and suspend judgment. That's one of the hardest things to do, is to suspend judgment. We note any common ground as well as any differences. We're authentic and we welcome that from others. We show grace to one another. And then we're purposeful and to the point, and we own and guide the conversation so that we don't just, accidentally run off down some bunny trail and end up in a different conversation. Now, in our conversations, we like to say that we get more curious than furious. And these conversations are designed for small groups of about 4 to 7. If a larger group wishes to participate, we split that group into small groups with a leader in each group. And as an interesting side note, since I know we have some Rotarians with us here, Living Room Conversations recently worked with Rotary in formulating a new conversation guide called Fellowship and Friendships, the Rotary 4-Way Test. Now, I'm sharing this information because Braver Angels of Tarrant County is hosting a couple of introductory Living Room Conversations in August, and I would love to have you join us if you're interested. Now, here's a list of a couple of meetings that are coming up. We have one that's called Tribalism 101 Next Door Strangers. That's going to be on August 13th. It's from 6:30 to 8 p.m. This one also requires listening to a 15-minute podcast ahead of the call. And this one I really love because this one was one that when I went through it, it gave me an opportunity to really assess the groups that I belong to, assess them objectively, and it made me realize which groups are really knitted together around a common goal and which groups are knitted together around a common enemy. And so this was a really neat conversation, and the podcast ahead of the call is a really good podcast. Then we're also doing one on called United or Divided, and it is from noon to 1 p.m. on the 18th. It's just that short 1-hour format, and we're doing it that way just so people can, pop in during lunch hour and do that. Now, we host these on Zoom. It's casual, it's friendly, and while we can't guarantee a balance between right and left when we do these types of calls, like we do in the Braver Angels workshops where we set those up, we do still ensure that everyone has a voice and is treated with respect. So if you're interested in participating in any of these types of conversations, or if you'd be interested in participating in a virtual online workshop as we go forward, I would love for you to email me directly. I'll send you a link to one of these that you want to attend. I'll keep you posted as to what we're doing going forward. And I'm going to post post this list and my contact information in the chat box here in a minute too. But with that, I want to just say thank you for your time, and I welcome any questions that you might have. I'm going to stop my screen share so I can go ahead and go ahead and post. I'm sorry, did someone have a question?
Any questions?
I have one. Lynette does. So, as far as the showing the tribal, how is that? I'm really interested in that one, just because it sounds like it's something that we all need to listen to. It sounds like something that is more uniting than dividing. I really do like the title to that. It sounds really interesting. I definitely am interested in that one.
That one is, yeah, like I said, that one's really neat. And like I said, podcast is really good too. And I definitely, please email me. I just put in the chat there my email address. Email me and I'll be sure to send you a link to that if you would like to attend that one. I'm also going to put here in the chat the Living Room Conversation website. These are free resources, and if you click on, when you go into the website, if you click on the one that says up at the top, it says topics, you can scroll through all of their topics that they have, and you'll find in that list, you'll find the one that says Tribalism 101, and you can read all of the, the questions and all about it that's in there.
Anybody else? Well, it looks like you did a real good job, Catherine. Very interesting topic. I'm glad you stepped up and volunteered to share that information. I want to get some, well, let's see, I believe Robert's recording this anyway, so I'm going to look back and get some of those links. Of course, if you'd like to send out some of the links to us, you can send them to me and I can email them out to everyone as well.
I'll do that.
Okay. All right. We do have a few chamber announcements to make. I'm going to go and Sam and I are going to share on the announcements. I do have one late breaking announcement that just came out from Michael Jacobson, the chamber president, and I'm just trying to get back to it real quick. As you know, the chamber is looking at right sizing their financial situation, not just for the current moment, but for the future as well. And a couple weeks ago, Gina Woodley was laid off as a result, and Henry has taken over the responsibility for the chamber ambassadors and stuff like that. But unfortunately, Reagan Grissom, the receptionist that we've had there in the chamber, had to be let go as well today. So hopefully she'll be able to bounce back and get something as well soon. Sam, have you got some more announcements?
No, Dwayne, that was basically what I had. I mean, and Michael was very straightforward and had a ambassadors Zoom meeting this week to explain in detail, because the ambassadors do dedicate a lot of time, and he felt he owed them an explanation for this. So that's really what I had.
All right. Has anybody else got anything they'd like to share with the group before we vacate today?
If anybody has Gina's phone number, I am not sure whether I have her personal number in my phone or not, but I would really appreciate it because I'd like to stay in touch with her.
All right. Kelly, if you'll send me your email, send me an email, I've got it, and I'll just bounce it back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dwayne.
Okay. Looks like everybody is in post-lunch trauma right now, ready to go take a nap. At least those that you can see live faces on. Some of those that, like Carol Hallows, got a beautiful photograph of her or Heather. They're just smiling faces there, but never seem to move. But everybody else looks kind of stunned.
How many boxes do you still have to unload?
Well, actually, you know, I'm quite impressed in what we've done so far. We've probably got about another 15 or so back in the storeroom that need to go through. The dumpster that we've got out beside the studio is being used very well and getting filled up very well. It's amazing what all you find when you move and that you don't need now.
We have a lot of organizing to do.
A lot of organizing.
Well, I'll try to come see you once you're finished.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's one thank you I'd like to throw out. Patrick's not on the Zoom call today. Patrick Tyler came by with some treats from Tiff's Treats, and anybody else wants to bring anything by, that'd be fine too. I do want to also report that Patrick Tyler and his whole family, his wife Jan, as well as his daughter Bethany and son-in-law Tony Tinderhold, and their 2 kids all contracted the coronavirus a few weeks back. Luckily, everyone had a fairly, I would classify it as a mild case because no one got hospitalized. Tony seemed to get the worst brunt of it, but they visited a doctor up in McKinney that has a real good track record on the coronavirus and has a few cocktails he gives people, and within 2 or 3 days, Patrick said Tony was up and running, just like he was almost back to 100%, but still was a little sluggish. But as far as the grandchildren, it was hard to tell they had anything wrong with them, even though they all did test positive for the virus. But they're all doing very well, and everyone's out of the woods on that. If you've got anybody else that you want us to recognize or say prayers for, feel free to bring those up at any time. So with that, if there's nothing else, let us adjourn this meeting.
Bye, everybody.
Make sure you sign out.
Bye.
Two participants. Hi, Carol. Yeah. Where everybody knows your name. Can you hear me, Carol? Can you hear me now? The only bad thing about these backgrounds, you can't like do stuff because they flicker. Okay, I'm gonna try it. Okay. Oh, good. Nice mellow coffee. Mm-hmm. You got coffee? I like coffee ice cream. Yeah. Only crunchy. Yeah. Only not ice cream and not made of milk. And not cold. Ooh, that actually might be good. Cold one of these? Cold. Could have a beer. Isn't there a saying about that? It's 5 o'clock somewhere?
So of course I checked on the access points. Of course, you didn't tell me yesterday to order them overnight. Right. That's fine. Well, how soon are they actually going to get here? Well, actually, I was thinking that they would get here quicker. Yeah. I was trying to do too much yesterday, I think.
Doesn't I mean, like, if we just had to have one, boom, 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 doesn't all things sell?
They do, but they're 175 a piece.
Wow. As opposed to like buy something for $5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they get their markup. All Texas is not the place to go for cheap, but it has good cable's cheap.
Yeah.
As opposed to Best Buy.
They got their loss leader as far as, you know, hey, I'll go get some cheap cables. Tearing up the other stuff.
Kathy Mitchell, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Never better.
Good. Good to hear.
It looks like Carol's on the line, but not talking to us. No video, no, not sure how you do that actually.
Oh, down at the bottom of your screen. Well, depending upon whether you're on a PC or not, you should have something that says stop video and also the mute.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize it showed. See, normally like Lynette, it shows to me that she's muted and her video's muted. On Carol, it actually has no symbols there.
Oh, well, that also could be that she's coming in on their phone.
Could be. So you're in early. Does that mean you're our speaker today?
I am indeed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and give you some rights here.
Fantastic.
Ooh, I can put you in a waiting room. That looks fun. I love having the power.
You have all the power to do everything you want.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
I had to get signed in. It just was giving me trouble. I don't know why today.
Technology is not always our friend.
No.
Thank God. Oh, I didn't say that out loud. My wife's a pediatric dentist. I highly support Halloween.
Oh, I love the Cheers background there.
Everybody does know my name.
And it's fitting.
Morning, y'all.
Good morning, Dwayne.
Hi, Mr. B.
Actually, I need to go get a picture like this from Bentley's because everybody does know my name at Bentley's.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to be in and out on volume because we've still got some construction going on here at the new place, so I don't want y'all to be subjected to all the grilling.
Understandable. So what all are they? Oh, there he's already unmuted. I was just going to ask Dwayne, what all are you doing there?
Well, they're almost through. We moved in this week, but they're almost through with the camera room, and that'll just about be it for what we're doing right now. We've still got to bring in the lights and hang fixtures and stuff like that. A bunch of stuff. Got a cleaning crew coming in tomorrow to clean up all the dust.
Very good.
As long as you wait for the dust to settle.
I got to say, moving is not for the faint of heart. I got word that Brian's not going to be with us today, nor is Becky.
I have to apologize. I did Pilates this morning and I haven't gotten out of my workout clothes, so it is what it is.
Casual.
You look comfortable.
Very. Very.
Okay.
I might have to go outside. It might look a little better than sitting in my easy chair here.
Well, this week I did actually do business a couple times with people in the chamber. Unfortunately, not in this group. But Salter Brothers Coffee, I found, is doing little coffee baskets that they put your logo on the coffee label.
Nice.
So I have a whole bunch of those. So people that are calling me to come out and do our network scans, I can tell them what's wrong with their network. I'm bringing them Salter Brothers coffees that's labeled as bit by bit.
Very cool.
And it comes with like a little Keurig, reusable Keurig thing and custom blend coffee.
Ooh.
I like that. I like the reusable Keurigs, those little cups.
Well, John and Cindy Salter have really made an impression with me and certainly with River Legacy. So I kind of try to help them out.
Very cool.
For those few people who don't know, I am on the board of River Legacy and I always talk great about them. So I can probably tell you, if Becky was here, exactly what she would be talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We have our clay shoot coming up.
Ah.
We'd love to have sponsors and shooters and things like that.
When is that coming up?
You know, you'd think I'd have the date memorized. I just know that it's in my calendar and I will be there. Because if I'm not, they will be calling me to find out why I'm not there.
So if your technology works, you will be there.
My technology generally works.
Good thing.
That's why people hire us, is to make their technology work. I am not like the cobbler in their kids' shoes. Forget how that saying went. Calendar. Where is it? Because it's going to be on a Sunday. There it is. October 25th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Very good.
Oh. And if you go, the second best photographer in Arlington is going to be there. That would be me.
Oh.
Actually, I'm not real good, but I do. I have been taking the pictures there for years and years. So.
Awesome. Sounds like a neat event.
You like how I did that, Dwayne?
Very nice, my man. Very nice.
I think I've been taking pictures at the River Legacy events now for 12 or 13 years, something like that. There's another guy that does a lot of stuff out there that does a lot of really cool nature close-up stuff. They actually have some, he's published several nature type photos, which is kind of cool. So. So I'm assuming, well, hey, Dwayne, you might go ahead and send out the invite again. I suspect that some people are trying to do in on the other because we've never had this few people.
Well, I sent it out by email earlier this week. It's on our Facebook page.
Yeah. Oh, there's Corey.
Corey.
Did Carol ever get? Yeah, she's on. No? Did she ever come on?
I'm on my phone.
There you are.
Everybody.
Hey, Angie, I need to get with you. You were on my list to call this week and I didn't get a chance to call you.
That's right. We needed to get together.
Yeah, we do. We do. I need to do some business with you there too.
Okay. Sounds good.
A few more.
We'll give him a few more minutes.
So does anybody else on here drink flavored water?
Yeah.
Occasionally.
This stuff is awesome. If I can get
What's
it.
that?
San Pellegrino orange and prickly pear.
Prickly pear. Yum.
Does it have sugar in it?
Well, I originally thought not because I thought it was good for my diabetic stuff. And then I realized it's 30 grams carbs and 27 grams sugar.
Oh, no.
So it's not as healthy for me as I thought, but it tastes really good.
Kelly, how's the baby bump doing?
I need to put a profile picture up on Facebook or something because I feel like it's bigger than the rest. Good though. Just everybody cross your fingers that he turns head down because he's still breech, and you know, that doesn't really stress me out, but it stresses other people out. So
How many more weeks do you have?
Official weeks, I couldn't tell you, but it's less than 60 days.
Wow.
Wow.
I feel like it's super duper crazy that since the last time I saw you guys, I've pretty much created an entire baby. That just seems like a really weird timeline.
Hey guys, I want to introduce somebody to you. This is Adnan Bahar. He's basically the general contractor that's been doing most of the renovations on our new studio. He's a really good guy, fellow Rotarian. If you ever need someone around the house, do just about anything, he can do it.
Is he holding his nose? Let me see. Hold on.
Hey, Joni, did you get my email?
Angie, yes. I'm like, talking. Yes, I did. I'll get around to it, I promise. Thank you.
No worries. Just wanted to make sure it went through.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks.
Hey, for anybody that's curious, a little while back, I posted on our Facebook group a really big goal that I have for before this kid is born, and I'm doing good. I'm almost on track. I'm a tiny bit behind. I'm still super excited, and any referrals would be super duper appreciated. And if you'll let me give you or anybody that you send me a referral, I will give you a free copy of my How Many Works book. So in case anybody feels so inclined, I'd really appreciate hitting this goal before I have another kid.
Well, looks like we're getting more people on. This is still one of our lightest meetings. So did everybody get to call their person? Everybody still liking that? Good idea, bad idea, keep doing it, don't do it?
Great idea.
I like it. Makes you do it.
I'm probably going to put it out on a link to where we can publish the same link, and I'll just update it each week. And then y'all can put it in your schedule or wherever you put it, and I'll still try to publish it out. But I will switch that up this after this meeting and send it out again. I've had fun. Met at least one person I didn't know. I finally, after this third time, I shifted it down more because I ended up calling Corey and Paul and people I talk to on a regular basis. So I shifted it a lot more so that it was offset better.
No, I'm in.
I did good the first week, and I really liked it. And then, you know, my grandma passed away, and life kind of got a little crazy. So I apologize to the people I was supposed to call the last 2 weeks and didn't. But I will catch up, and I like the idea for sure.
My grandmother also passed away last month, and I certainly feel for you. Do not feel that this is a homework assignment or anything to worry about. It's just something to keep us going and hopefully talking to new people. So if you miss it, don't worry about it. There's nothing to catch up on.
just look at the next one and see who you're supposed to get. Every one of us should be receiving a call, and everybody should be making a call.
Hey, Robert,
I made mine, but I didn't receive mine. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but Toby's trying to get on and it's not letting him in.
He is using the wrong.
I'll send him that email you sent me.
Yep. I'm trying to find everything.
I got it. I'm sending it right now.
Okay.
And I didn't get a list of people to call. Did you email it?
We did, and I posted it on Facebook, actually, on our Facebook site.
I will look again. Thanks.
With the instructions, please don't share that whole list because it is our whole list with email addresses and things. I think some of us are doing that. But... This is Robert.
Okay, tell you what, it's 7 minutes after. We might as well go ahead and get started. And like I said earlier, because of all the noise going on around here with construction, I may have to mute myself periodically, so just carry on with what you're doing. Anyway, let's start off with our second commercials. And Catherine, why don't you start it off, and since I'll go across my screen that way.
Are you calling on me?
Yep.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, well, actually, since I'm presenting today, do you want to skip me and just come back to me later?
Well, you can go ahead and do your 30-second, and
Okay.
then give your program later.
All right, very good. Well, I'm Kathy Mitchell. I'm the programs director at Mid-Cities HR Association, and we are a local SHRM chapter that educates business leaders on all things HR.
All right, cool. Lynette.
I am Lynette with Serenity Synergy, and I just joined a new group of practitioners called OwlCloud. So it is a great group of people when you're looking for some alternative therapy, and I would like to be putting something out there as soon as everything is up and running for me, and I'm super excited about that because it puts me globally. So Lynette Mangles with Serenity Sense.
Thank you, Lynette. Angie Woods.
Hi, everybody. Angie with Digital Corporate Services, your full-service printing company, corporate gifts, apparel, and promotional items. We still have a lot of PPE, face masks, hand sanitizer, starting to make our own face masks with your logo on the side. So give me a call if you need any of those items. Happy to help.
Thank you, Angie. Corey Calloway.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Corey Calloway, Calloway Financial Services, your friendly financial advisor. Don't have a whole lot to say. I'm just still working real hard, moving my clients to the Ameritrade, getting them allocated to various portfolios. If you're bored, come by and say hi. I'm here. And remember, no business is too small, no check is too large. Before you give it away, call Calloway.
Well, I'm certainly not bored, Corey. And if you have a need for something to do, bring some gloves and dirty old clothes and come help me unload some boxes.
I can do
that. Go ahead. Yeah, Justin Peepgrass, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Justin Peepgrass, CPA. I hope you're doing well and your summer's going well, despite the COVID situation. We're a CPA office, traditional tax, accounting, consulting, things of that nature. The thing that's coming up is that we have the extended deadlines for business taxes. So these are most of your businesses that are LLCs and corporations. If they haven't filed their taxes for 2019, the extended deadline is September 15th. So we got some slots open for that. If you know of somebody that needs some help to save money in taxes, then we're their man. Justin Peepgrass, CPA. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Miss Joni, you look like you're in the summer breeze out there on the beach.
This is where I want to be. I've only had 3 days of vacation this year, so it's it's on my mind. So Joni Wilson, affiliated bank, Senior Vice President in lending, doing all kinds of PPP loans. We are closing it down today. We've got to get what we have processed, and I'm sure there'll be another wave of it to come. We're helping businesses with their cash flow needs. Still looking at commercial loans, commercial real estate, single family investment properties. We're a registered lender for the Main Street program. If you know of any large businesses that are looking for that, I'd be happy to visit with them. We've got new technology rolling out here Labor Day weekend that's helping you manage your deposit accounts, new online banking, so we're really excited about that. And would love to open up your depository account, so give me a call, Joni Wilson, affiliated bank.
Thanks, Joni. Dawood, come on down.
Good afternoon, everybody. Dawood Maybon with Maybon Leadership Group, where we help unlock your leadership potential. I have my mastermind that everyone communicates, few connects. I'll be starting on August 31st. I'll post a link in there about that. And then also just want to make sure that Angie got my message. Make sure to call me after today's meeting. I want to know more about the face mask with the logos, Angie, when you get a chance. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Dawood. Sam, come on down.
Master the unmute button. Sam Elliott, Schooley Mitchell of Arlington. Hey, everybody out there. We help our clients in 4 different ways. We help them with their credit card processing, their small package shipping, their waste cost management, and their telecommunications. And we're able to save them on the average, about 28%. And we're actually able to help about 80% of the clients we look into their bills. So if you want to save money, now is a good time. And I'll be glad to sit down with you and figure out if we can save you some money. Sam Elliott, Schooley Mitchell of Arlington.
Thanks, Sam.
Mute.
Oh, we have an imposter on the website right now. Some Amanda Richardson. I don't know. Who's that?
I'm so confused. Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Falcon. I am from McKnight Insurance Services. So a good referral for us is going to be anyone that you know that is a landscape company or tree company that is going to be doing Christmas lights. We want to get them insured. So if you know anyone, send them our way. Once again, Amanda Falcon from McKnight Insurance Services. Thank you.
Change that name on your edit thing there. Tobin, come on down and give us a little word of wisdom.
Hey there, Digital Corporate Services. It's August in Texas, and we sit here and bake. So don't you wish COVID would give us a break? So for all your summer needs, contact us for a logoed mask for the virus, but a double-walled insulated cup for your frosty adult beverage poolside. Digital Corporate Companies, this is Toby.
All righty, Mama Sauter, come on in.
Did I hear Sauter?
Yes, you did.
All right, sorry, I'm multitasking today. My name is Kelly Sauter, and I am your resident life insurance specialist. If you have life insurance, you should let me do a free evaluation / comparison for you. If you know somebody who needs life insurance, which is almost everybody, please send them my way, because there are so many people right now panic buying crap online that doesn't really give them any protection whatsoever. So consultation, I promise, those of you that have known me forever, you know I'm not a pushy jerk. I'm not going to twist your arm into getting something you don't want or need, but just let me help make sure that you're covered. So in the event something happens, your family's good. And hopefully in the event that nothing happens and you live to 125, you get to use some of that money while you're alive. Kelly Sauter.
Thank you, Kelly. Miss Carol Hallows.
Good morning. This is Carol. We are open and we are busy. So as my loans close and go away, I need something to come in behind them so I can keep on staying busy. And before we get to thank yous, I'll just go ahead and thank Joni and Dwayne. So you both been great. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Carol. Jennifer Payne.
Hey everybody, hope everyone's doing good. This is Jennifer with Price Right Trees. You know, commercial, residential landscaping. Again, we have added injections and treatments for pesticides for insects and things like that. So if you know of anyone who needs anything, please give us a call. Thanks.
Thanks, Jennifer. Heather Lee.
Hello, everybody. No, I am not in Paris, like my picture shows. I'm at our old location, but waiting on a delivery. But I'm also with Primo Travel Services. Let's start planning your next vacation for next year. Maybe to Paris or Mexico. Michelle has posted a few Mexico deals that are going on that they are pretty cool. Anyway, when you're wanting to go on vacation, give Michelle or I a call.
All right. Miss Leslie Lake. Come on in.
Hi, everyone. Leslie Lake, Remax Associates of Arlington, residential real estate agent serving the Metroplex. Sorry, I've been missing in action lately. I've been going through a lot of crazy stuff this year. I think I've talked to a few of you, but trying to get back into the swing of things. As far as the market goes, it's still definitely a seller's market. There's a shortage of inventory out there, which is driving up prices and making it a little difficult for buyers right now. So if you're looking to sell, this is a perfect time. If you're a buyer right now, just we need just some patience and we'll figure it out. But if you know anybody looking to buy or sell, send them my way. Leslie Lake, Remax Associates of Arlington.
Thank you, Leslie. Ken Mattner, you want to say a few words? We see you, Ken Mattner.
Okay.
I hope everybody's doing good. What a time it's been, huh? It'd be nice to get face to face with everybody. It's going on 6 months now, and we just got to start looking brighter for the future, I guess. We're here to help you all any way we can. We just came out with some new, what do they call this, bio pens, so it doesn't, germs don't stick to it. Of course, we've got masks, we've got, we'll personalize a hand sanitizer for you. Whatever we can do to help you all kind of bring your own clients back or get communicating with your clients. We're throwing stuff out there like crazy. I hope maybe you've seen our new Little Ken campaign. It's a crazy time to be doing all this advertising and nobody has budgets to buy right now because so many of the big corporations, their supply chain is bad. People aren't working full time anymore, but we really appreciate all of y'all and everybody at the chamber. It's really encouraging to see how so many people are coming together, working together, looking out for one another. And I want to let everybody know we're here for y'all. I guess my 30 seconds is up. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Ken. Robert Blake.
That would be me. So first of all, I'd like to thank everyone in the group as well as the other chamber for making us the top networking provider in Arlington, as per the Arlington Today magazine. Was very happy to get that. The person that did beat me out was Harden Computers, which they're not actually my competitor. They're somebody I do business with, so I don't think that counts. It would, because you guys filled out that little form about the voting and such, as well as some other people, so thank you. Bit by Bit is doing network security and network assessments. We're doing those for free right now. So if you know anybody that has more than 5 employees that wants to know what's really going on their network, we're doing that as we speak. So I'm Robert with Bit by Bit. We protect our clients' data and secure their networks. I think I said that backwards, but that's okay. So if your computer's giving you a fit, call bit by bit.
Thank you, Robert. And I'm Dwayne Lee, Southern Flare Photography. We have gone through a massive change this week in that we have moved to our new location at 2550 Legacy Point up in Northeast Arlington, so just off Green Oaks in between Ascension and Ballpark Way. While I would love for y'all to come and help unpack some boxes, I know that ain't gonna happen, but we do plan on having several mini open houses here in the next couple of months, so we can have y'all come and see our new digs. We're really proud of it, and it's gonna be really nice for both of us. But anyway, all right, let's go out with some thank yous. Anybody got a thank you? Just raise your hand and we'll go from there. Joni.
Thank Justin Peepgrass for sending me a referral for a new PPP client. We got them approved this morning, so just under the wire. So thank you to Angie. I'm going to be ordering a face mask whenever I have a good face day and I have someone take a picture. Thank you to Carol Hallows for closing on a new home construction loan for me for a client here, I believe it was on Tuesday. So thank you there. And to Jennifer and Price at Price Tree Service. Price came out yesterday afternoon late and visited our property, and we've got him signed up to help us with some tree removal next Wednesday. So thank you, Jennifer, for making that happen.
Okay, Corey.
I want to thank David Berg. He swung by yesterday out of the blue and we set up an investment account.
Justin?
I wanted to thank Joni for taking care of that client. That was wonderful. Kind of the last hour kind of thing, and you did great. Thank you so much for taking care of her. Appreciate it very much. And then I don't think Coach Phil's on the call, but I wanted to thank her for sending me a client as a tax client. We met yesterday, and it was a really good meeting. So thank you very much.
Lynette, did you have your hand up? Okay. Anybody else? Yeah, Toby.
Hey, I just want to thank everyone for being so regular on these calls every week. I know we don't have our full crowd, but this is the most FaceTime I get all week with anybody. So, you know, our business networking contacts that stay in touch, I'm really appreciative of. So thank all of you.
Cool. Anybody else? Well, I do have a bunch of thank yous, and I'm afraid I'm probably going to forget a few. But Lydia did a wonderful I took my hand off the keyboard. Anyway, Lydia trimmed my hair, what little I've got left, last Saturday, fit me in on a Saturday, which was amazing. Let's start off with William. He's just left the studio here a few minutes ago after cleaning out the AC and making sure these ACs are running at the top efficiency. I'd like to also thank Amanda for, well, McKnight Insurance, okay? But we'll give Miss Falcon the opportunity as well. Where'd she go? There she is. Okay. They are working feverishly on our new insurance for this studio, as well as adjusting the insurance for the studio that we've left that haven't officially sold yet, and other things. I'd also like to thank, let's see, who else? Angie, Toby, and Ken Matner with Digital Corporate Company for the wonderful sign they built for our new studio. It's out there right now on the street and getting some attention. And I've probably left somebody out, but maybe Heather will remember. Anybody else? Well, okay then. If y'all haven't signed up for the, or if you haven't let them know you're going to be watching tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, or is it noon? I forgot. The State of the District.
12 noon.
12 noon. Oh, thank you, Joni. With Dr. Cavazos. Be on Facebook. I believe Facebook Live. Want to be, Joni?
Yes, 12 to 1:30.
Okay, cool. This will be the first time we've done it virtually, much like we did State of the County. There's probably going to be a lot of people, and there's going to be a lot of information given based on the current situation with the virus and school situations. So be sure and sign up for that. Business over breakfast is next Tuesday. Make sure you sign up for that as well, so you'll get the link to sign in on next Tuesday morning. And I think that's all I got. Anybody got anything else? Well, real rowdy crew today. All right. We have a pinch hitter today as a speaker. Catherine Mitchell with HR group is going to fill in for David Curtis, another HR person. So she graciously stepped up and took the ball and ran with it. So Kathy, it's all yours.
All right. Thank you, Dwayne. Let's see here. Let's get this thing up and running.